Hi there, everyone, and welcome to Paper Wishes weekly webisodes. I'm Sarah Newman, and I'm so happy you're joining me for this episode of Saturday with Sara. Today we're playing with the NitWit collection from Crafter's Companion, which features beautiful pattern papers, gorgeous luxury pearlescent cardstock, and two really fun and versatile dies. So let's take a quick look at our patterned paper collection, and you can see the various designs here on the front of the package. You'll have 24 sheets of 12 by 12 pattern papers. They're double-sided, and you've got two of each design. They have a really sweet floral theme. It's so versatile and really easy to work with. So I just pulled a couple of sheets and we can take a closer look. So here you can see those rich, beautiful, vibrant floral designs here. On the reverse side, you've got a versatile stripe. Of course, we know that florals and geometrics go together really well, so it makes it easy to create your cards and other paper crafts. Some of the patterns have a corner treatment or a border design, and again, you've got something to coordinate on the back side. Here's another one of the all-over floral patterns. I just love the color combination in here. And again, one of my other favorites, this really sweet little house design. This can be used as a card focal. Of course, works beautifully as a scrapbook page too. On the back side, you've got little house silhouette designs, which I think are really sweet. Now, to go along with this, you've also got a coordinating set of pearlescent cardstock. There are 24 sheets inside this package, 6 each of 4 different colors. Now, the package here also works as storage too, which is really nice. Now, I've pulled out the cardstock so we can take a look at the colors. Now, you paper people out there, you know you just want to be able to touch this. This is such stunning quality, which I can always expect from Crafter's Companion, but the weight of the cardstock is really nice and it just feels like luxury. So you've got a beautiful grass green, you've got a sky blue, a versatile pink in here, and then this other kind of I would think of this as like a serge blue, really, really versatile, and of course designed to color coordinate perfectly with your patterned papers. Then, of course, we've also got our two dies. So you've got the Elegant Abode as well as the Floral Arch. These are perfect as card focals. They can be used independently or together. And you can also use the packaging as storage too, which really comes in handy, especially when you have some smaller elements here, just so that those don't get lost. Now, all of the papers and embellishments are designed to make it easy to create coordinating cards and paper crafts. And today I've got a few project ideas to share with you and some demos too. As you can see, we have a lot to explore today, and I'm so glad that you're here. Come play with us. I thought it might be fun to start with a simple and easy card design using a paper that you might not think to use for a card. So this 12 by 12 sheet has a big, beautiful blossom cluster in the center. It's also got a striped border at the top and also at the bottom. And the background is this really beautiful, subtle tone-on-tone blue stripe. Now this is ideal for a 12 by 12 scrapbook page, and all you would need to do is maybe add a bit of journaling and even just a small photo. You could tuck one just like this and you would have a really pretty album page ready to go. But I thought it would be fun to try to use this beautiful blossom as the center of a card. And so what I've done here is covered the front of my card with this, just the centerpiece of this sheet of paper. Now, it can be a little tricky to figure out the placement there, and what I kind of figured out is a little bit of a trick here. So I'm using hot off the presses 5 by 6.5 inch blank white cards, and to cover the entire card front with this blossom, just to check on the placement of it, what I've done is cut a piece of white vellum about the same size as the card front. And then what I can do is place this on here and kind of see which portion of that design I want to have on the front of my card. So I could, kind of tilt this around, whether I want it to go vertically or horizontally. Maybe I want to capture this leaf element over here, and then position this down and just use a pencil to kind of mark off the edges about where I want to cut. And then use my paper trimmer to trim that out so that I'm able to get my card front covered, and you can see the section that I've got right here. Super easy to do and a great way to fill the entire front of your card with a gorgeous design. Now you don't have to do a whole lot else once you've got this beautiful card front, and so just a few little steps in here. I thought we could do it together. I've already inked around the outside edges of the card front, and I'm using, of course, my Midas Gold ink pad. And this just gives a really soft, kind of warm gold effect around the outside edges there. So just inking around there. Now for the rest, I again want to keep things fairly simple, but I do want a little sentiment on here. So I'm using my Script Dazzles, another one of my favorite crafting supplies. I use these a lot. They're so easy to use and so beautiful. So this is one of the Script Dazzles, and this says congrats. And I'll just place this down here. It's overlapping from some of this open area right onto that blossom. So I'm doing a little bit of overlapping here. Now you might think, oh, you've got gold edging and a silver dazzle. Can that go? I really like to mix my metallic colors. So using both gold and silver together, I think can work. I don't think you have to go all gold or all silver, although you certainly can. Now for the rest of the card here too, again, keeping it simple. Well, I have some cutting dies from hot off the press that I thought would work perfectly with these florals. So the butterflies here, you can see you've got 6 cutting dies. You've got 3 silhouette butterflies and 3 coordinating detail butterflies. You can use them individually, of course. You can also use them together. So these are designed to be layered together. And I can show you here. I've die cut 2 of these from the pearlescent cardstock. So I've got the silhouette and I've got the detail. And then all I need to do, if I want to use them together, is just put one on top of the other. Now you can glue them totally together so that they're flat, or you can put your adhesive just in the center of the butterfly body so that the wings will pop up, which is what I've done with these 2 butterflies here. So the wings are kind of dimensional, so they look like they are in flight. So I've just added adhesive right on the body of each of these butterflies. Now also in the center of the butterfly body, you can see a little bit of sparkle in there, and that is from the crystals set here. So you've got a ton of these beautiful sparkly crystals. They're flat back, so they're easy to glue on. Use a little bit of acrylic glue from Cosmic Shimmer. And this set is coconut, so it's a really nice, subtle little sparkly effect in here. So now all I need to do is just add my butterflies to my card. So maybe I want this bigger butterfly going here and the smaller one going like so. So once I get that glued in place, then I will be sure to post this in the project gallery for today's webisode so that you can see what that looks like when everything is glued down. But I did finish the inside of the card, so I thought we could take a look here. I've got some of that striped pattern paper here. That border from our 12 by 12 sheet, I just trimmed that off and glued it along the center. I added another layered butterfly here, more of a tone-on-tone effect. And instead of the crystal in the center, I've got a little heart dazzle. These hearts are also on the same sheet as the Script Dazzles. Again, I've used another one here. So you have some little accent pieces in there as well to go. So this is a quick and easy way to put together a beautiful and simple card design using that big, beautiful floral motif and a few extra elements. Here's another card that makes the most of those beautiful floral papers. So here I've combined 2 different pattern sheets. I've got this big, beautiful flower down here, and I think you can recognize it from this sheet here. I've also got a portion of a second piece, and that's this one here. I've simply fussy cut around the outside edge of this floral corner to use on the front of my card, overlapping my sentiment. So let's take a closer look at this here. I've covered the card front with the green pearlescent cardstock, and then I trimmed down this dot floral sheet and matted it onto a neutral stripe design here. And that's also from the pattern paper collection. And that provides a nice visual space in between those 2 colors here. Then, of course, my fussy cutting, this beautiful element here, and that was not difficult to fussy cut as well, I have to say. It was really quite quick and easy to do. Well, I've also inked around the edges of this using that metallic gold. So that's, again, giving a little bit of shading and contrast here. This is added with foam tape, and it's overlapping my sentiment. And the sentiment is from the We're Together Dazzles sheet, which is placed on a nested circle die cut. And then you can see also I've got some beautiful floral elements, these really pretty Dazzle stickers here. Well, these are from the Lilacs and Lavender Dazzles sheet, and these are a lot of fun. Beautiful as card focals in their own right, but I think they just incorporate so nicely with other floral elements here too. Really adds a lot of depth and dimension to the card front. Now, I've also accented some of the dots on the stickers using more of the crystals, this time in grapefruit. And these just match perfectly size-wise on here. And I think the color combination is just really beautiful. It adds a little bit of sparkle and shine to the card front. Then when I open the card, you can see more of that beautiful floral pattern paper, plus another layered scallop circle and some more dazzles in here as well. I absolutely love the 2 dies in today's collection, and I can't wait to show you how fun they are to work with because you can really do a lot of personalizing with these. So let's start with our sweet little house, and you can see on the front of my card I've used this as the focal element. Let's take a look at how to build this, and I'll move aside my card, and you can see first of all the elements that you're getting in the set. So you've got your house silhouette. And I have to point out that the door really does open, which is really sweet. Then you've also got your accent pieces for the house as well. So these 2 elements to go on the roof. And then you've also got a little flower planter box and some flower clusters here as well. So in terms of building your house, really simple to do. So I've die cut this from the pearlescent cardstock, of course, and we can start building from here. Now you can customize your house to whatever color you want. You can also change out the roof color here. So let me show you how to do that. I've die cut a second house shape, and then if you want to have this roof be a different color than your main house, just grab a pair of scissors and snip this off. So I've got one piece that I've already done, cut that off, and simply pop that down here. Now, if you also want your roof to be a different color, you can do that as well. So I've just snipped off the roof, and let's see, I'll kind of tuck this under here. And there we go. So already I've got some fun personalization going on. Then I've got the accent elements for my roof, and I'm going to start not with this side, but with this side so that I can line this up along the edge like so, and then on this side here too. So just following the lines of the house itself. Now, if you want to customize the door color, you can definitely do that too. Again, just trimming out from a second house shape. And just pop that on there. And there you go. So your little door will open as well. And then in terms of your flower baskets, those are going to go, let's see, pop this one down here like so. And then your flower clusters can go there too. So you'll die cut multiples of these, and then you can add them to your other windows too. It's such a fun way to create a really simple and easy focal element, and it was just a delight to work with. And the pearlescent cardstock, of course, die cuts beautifully. So back to my card, I have popped up the house on some foam tape. So I've got it backed on a neutral stripe pattern paper, and then popped up the whole thing onto foam tape and added it to a scalloped circle and then to the card front. Now the card front has some of this really sweet silhouette house pattern paper, which I think is just adorable. And I've got a little gingham bow on here, and then also a script dazzle going across the front. And then for the card inside, we'll open this up. You can see I've got some more of that pattern paper, and then I've cut some of the house paper into a really fun border accent on here. And then just added another script dazzle as well. All right, let's take a look at the other die, which is the floral arch. And again, just a lot of fun to work with. Now this will work pretty much the same way as our elegant abode. So again, here is the die. And when you die cut the elements, this is what they're going to look like. So you've got your arch on here, and this will also open too. So that's really fun. So let's again talk about building this up. Move these elements aside. And I've glued this down. Again, when you're gluing this down, if you want the arch to open, just be mindful of where you're putting your adhesive so that you don't glue that closed by accident. Now you've got a little sign, I guess it would be, this piece right here. And this is fun to add with some foam tape. And that can go just like this. You could even add a little tiny dazzle in there if you wanted to. And then you've got your floral pieces. So again, bringing back the package, and you can see the flowers will just go right on these scalloped edges here too. So got some beautiful blue flowers here. Now if you want to, you can also double them up. So there's no reason why you have to be limited to just one cluster of flowers here as well. Now you could too, let's see, if you wanted to, have the flowers go up there as well. So lots of different options for personalizing with either one of these two dies. But again, let's come back and take a look at the card. So as you can see here, this is my main focal element, and I've added it to the pattern paper, which is this really cool argyle design, and combined it with a coordinating floral as the background. And I've got pearlescent cardstock as my layers in between and also covering the front of my card. Now the flowers are done as doubles, and I've got 2 pink and 2 blue flower clusters, layering them together, and the pink are popped up on foam tape. And then I've got my dazzle going across the front here. I've backed that little heart with a bit of pearlescent cardstock for a bit of an accent as well. Then on the card inside, I've got some more of that gorgeous argyle paper and the hugs message here. My final card project today is using a die that is new to me from hot off the press, and it's the Sidestep card die, and it creates a really fun card base. As you can see here, it's just a lot of fun to decorate and would be a lot of fun to receive too, I think. So I'll show you the die that I'm working with, and you can see here you've got your giant die that is included in the package, and then as well on the package, of course, because it's hot off the press, they will include your instructions, an idea, as well as your guide for mountain and valley folds. This is really easy to do, but it's nice to have the instructions on there as well. So here you can see the die, and I love having it just be one really sturdy piece that creates everything. So it's going to do your outside edge cutting as well as your score lines in here too. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of creating these folded cards, which I really love. So here's one piece. I was die cutting this from the pearlescent cardstock because I was wondering how well it would die cut and fold, and it does both beautifully. So you can see here your fold lines. All you'll need to do is fold this up and then follow the instructions to do your mountain and your valley folds. Now I do recommend, especially with the pearlescent cardstock, have a bone folder on hand so that you can crease those lines and have really crisp folded lines on there. And that will make decorating a lot easier to do. So grab your bone folder for this one. So you can die cut this from the pearlescent cardstock. You can also die cut it from your pattern cardstock, which is what I did here. So I'm using this really pretty floral on here. I did ink around the outside edges using my Midas Gold ink pad just for a little bit of shading on there. Now my focal, as you'll notice, is the Elegant Abode die cut from the pearlescent cardstock. And I have positioned the floral arch die right behind it to create a little fence on there. So I've got my flowers on here and back here as well. I've got some really sweet little heart dazzles even when you open the door as well. And then I've got my hi friend message, and this is up on one of the side steps. And then when you open the card, you can see here I've got another simple dazzle message down at the bottom. And that is our final card project for today. A big thank you to our friends at Crafter's Companion for the sweet NitWit collection. I just had so much fun with this. Lots that you can do with the dies and with the papers as well. We're really, really glad that you're here. Special thanks to you for joining me today, and we're so happy you're part of the Paper Wishes family. Do feel free to leave a comment. We love to hear what you think. Each item can be purchased separately, and you can see them below. However, we've also bundled them into a creative money saver just for you. For the money saver, just see this webisode on paperwishes.com. And if you're watching us on YouTube, have a look in the description box below this video. You'll find a link that will take you to our Paper Wishes webisodes page, and you can see everything I just mentioned. If you enjoyed our video today, we'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps people to find our channel. And don't forget to subscribe. We create 3 to 5 videos each week, so there's always something fun to inspire your creative spirit.